There's many kinds of trainings we do. I just want to start off. I was supposed to make a video on Friday. I didn't have time, so I've spoken about routine on this channel, and what I've done is I've added making videos to my routine, and that's how I've been able to produce this many videos in a short amount of time. However, because it's part of my routine, if I miss that time slot when I'm supposed to be making videos, then I just won't be able to make the video for the day. Like I said, I was busy doing something, so I missed the time slot, and I'm doing other stuff in the other time. So if I would have made the video, I wouldn't be able to do the other stuff. So that's why I just wasn't able to make the video on Friday. So I'm making one now. Just I'm back to the regular routine, but sometimes things will happen. But today I want to talk about staff training and training that you can go to as an affordable housing property manager or a maintenance tech or a regional manager or anybody in the affordable housing community. Yeah, they send us to all kinds of trainings. So, for example, you'll have the in house training, which will take place on your computer. And this will be videos, slides, questionnaires, interactive questions. This will kind of just give you basic training on things that you need to know when you're managing the affordable housing community. This can consist of things like fair housing laws, occupancy laws, about pets, about bed bugs, about maintenance, entering maintenance items, customer service. It's all really, really good training that they put you through. So it's something you really want to take advantage of. If you're a maintenance tech, they also give you the same training, which consists of the customer service, maintenance training. So this is all really good information that's out there that's available to you. Another great source of training is HD Supply. So HD Supply is one of the main leading repair materials supplier and a material supplier for all the apartments in the affordable housing community. HD Supply pretty much has everything. So, but one of the good things that HD Supply has is they have a training. So if you scroll down to the bottom of the website, they'll 9 out of 10 will have installation instructions on YouTube videos of how to install the items that you are purchasing. So it's very good to have that because then you have like a guide to even if you know what you're doing, it's always good to have a guide just guiding along or being there with you. So that's very important. So that's something you want to tell your staff to take advantage of. YouTube, take advantage of YouTube. Now everything's on YouTube. There's so much training, so much free information. There's really no reason why a maintenance tech should tell you that they don't know how to do something because all the information is out there unless it's like really complicated, and even then a lot of that information is out there. What may seem complicated to you might not be complicated to the maintenance tech, so that's something you got to keep in mind. One of the stupid maintenance games that some maintenance techs will play with you is that they'll come in and they'll try to get you to show them how to do something, and they'll put all the tools on your table thinking like, oh look, this is what I got, like show me. And that's not your job. It's not your job to show this person, and it's not your job to give them some kind of reassurance that if you don't know how to do it, everything's going to be just fine, because it's not. Okay, so there's all kinds of training available for the maintenance techs and for the managers. There's also TCAC training. So if you go to a tax credit allocation committee training, you will get licensed as a tax credit allocation committee specialist, and then you can work in these tax credit communities. It's very important to have that one because then you'll have a more in-depth idea and details as to the different types of affordable housing programs pertaining to tax credit, low income housing. There's also uh, the COS training, Certified Occupancy Specialist. So this is another training you can go to. This one's a little bit harder and it's more in depth. This one is more for advanced people. Like I said, you would take this training if you were going to work at a HUD property. And remember, we said HUD property was the most low income that you can get. The most serious, the hardest property you could work at would be a 100% HUD property. So you would need that type of certification, which is the Certified Occupancy Specialist certification. You can also get a CPM, Certified Property Manager. There's all kinds of trainings you can go to. any kind of training, even if you went to first aid training, dog training, bed bugs training, try to get as much training as you can. That's the kind of one of the beauties of this business is they send you to so much training and you get a really, really like in-depth learning on how a lot of things work, how a lot of things in the real world work. You might have already known, but I didn't know a lot of this stuff, so that's why it's really good that I got to get exposed to it. And it's very important that you send your maintenance man to training too, because when you send them to training, they learn how to do things and they become more better team player for you. And most of the time, a maintenance tech won't ask to go to training, so you specifically have to send them to training. A lot of times too, and other properties will ask for help, so you always want to send help. That's one of the things I do. Whenever someone asks for help, we always send help. um, Maintenance training, send help. Get your maintenance trained, get your own training, get up to date, because the affordable housing industry, it changes, sometimes month to month. The forms will change. The forms do change, so you got to make sure you know that the forms are changing. And they do this on trainings and seminars where they introduce new forms. The housing authority will have different trainings and seminars, or they'll send emails out. Your compliance team, your compliance department or your asset management team will also keep you informed on that too. And then you can ask your supervisor too that you want more training. Go train with other managers too. Go work with them. That's kind of how I learned, honestly, is I kind of learned just working with other managers and just kind of just learned on my own. But that's kind of one thing I want to reiterate is just because I had to learn all this stuff on my own, just because I had to nobody wanted to teach me, or just because I had to figure this stuff out, doesn't mean that you need to as well. Because I struggled a lot trying to figure this stuff out, and it can make you, it can demoralize you a little bit. But I think that if you have a good training, then you don't really need to go through everything that I did. Okay, because I don't know if you know, but some of the forms, for example, there's some standardized forms that we use, and those forms are pre-filled. And when I started out, they just gave me the blank forms, and I had to learn how to pre-fill them. And I got really good at that, and I was managing the property pre-filling standardized forms with the correct information. Then afterwards, I learned that you could just press this button, and that form will be already pre-filled with your information, which will save you a ton of time. But by that time I had already learned what each thing was and why it's there. So it was good and bad, but I don't think that you need to go through all that. I think there's a much easier way, a much more efficient way, because at the end of the day, you're not here to struggle. We're not here to fucking have a hard life. We're here to get the job done, do it efficiently, work smarter, not harder, and to provide the best quality service to the residents, and to provide quality, affordable housing of quality to those in need. So if we can learn how to do it better and use tools that make us do it better, then we should take advantage of that.